welcome to my YouTube channel where we talk about scrap metal stuff and scrap metal stuff. Today I'm going to be talking about where do my prices come from. People ask all the time, like, what determines my price that you're going to pay me per pound? I have other people that call me all the time. I don't mention any names or anything, but I have people that call me and say, hey, how can I get more money? Where does the price come from? Who can I go to get a better price, and who do you sell to, so forth and so forth. And there's probably people right now that are thinking, why are you doing this, giving away secrets and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? If anyone digs hard enough, they're going to find out. So it doesn't really matter. So today we are in particularly going to be talking about copper. So let's just, it's kind of same concept for all non-ferrous metals, sort of, kind of. There's a lot of variants. We're going to be talking about copper. So let's say, I don't know what copper closed at today, but just to make things easier, we're going to say it closed at 310, but it's probably a little bit less than that. So, COMEX, the copper market, is at 310. It's $3.10 for every pound. And so it's a commodity. For those of you that don't know, it's a commodity, and it trades every day that the market is open. It's trading. It's trading every minute of the day. So let's just say, let's call this May. And they trade in different months. It's just like stocks and stuff like that, but you're trading commodities. So we're going to say that this is the month of May. All right, so here I am. This is my scrapyard. I don't know why I have a chimney, but I do. And so here we are at Bracken Recycling. This is me standing out here, and I'm waiting for all my customers, and I'm like, money, 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 money. So how am I going to make that money? Well, I got all these customers who want to bring me copper, right? So copper market is at 310. Now I have to say, well, where am I going to sell it? And I have a few different options. So where am I going to sell my copper to? It's the first thought I think of. Now, I can sell it to a larger scrapyard. Let's see if I can do this real quick. So these guys are bigger. They got a lot more money, a lot more cash in their pocket. So I can sell it to them, but that's just another middleman. And all scrapyards are middlemen. Because we're not the mill, we're not melting it down, so we're middlemen. But the average person can't go with 100 pounds of copper to a copper mill and say, I want to sell this to you. So I can sell it to these guys, the big guys, bigger scrapyard, and they may even be selling it to another bigger scrapyard. That just means that I'm making less money, and that's not good for me. I can sell it to them, and sometimes I might choose to do that because it's easier. Sometimes I might just do that because maybe they pre-sold and it was really good and they got to meet their contracts and they need more weight, so they're still going to give me a better price even though the copper market went down from the time that they sold it. So they might just have a better deal. Sometimes that happens. So you get a big guy. Another option is that I can sell it to a broker, right? Broker. And he's like, well, I want money too. How am I going to make money? And so what he does is he just buys crap tons of copper from all different people. And they're just brokering it to the mill. So they're going to sell it to the mill. So I'm going to sell it to him. The thing about this is, if I sell to him, if I sell to that big scrapyard I was talking about earlier, they might pay me right away. And if I'm having cash flow problems, like I don't have enough money and all my money's tied up in the copper that's sitting here in my warehouse, this is copper, right? Then I might need to sell to that big scrapyard so I get money really quick. That's one reason why some people sell. That's why sometimes smaller scrapyards sell to me sometimes. Because they need money real fast. And if I sell to the broker, I might have to wait 30 days to get paid. Or they might work something out where they're like, okay, we're going to take off this much per pound if you want to get paid immediately. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on how your feelings are about the guy or girl. So, so my options are sell to a bigger scrapyard, or sell it to a broker, or sell it straight to the mill. And you can sell it straight to the mill, but you're still going to have to wait to get paid. And when you broker it, it's kind of weird. I'll go into that later. So anyways, let's just say that I'm going to sell it to the big scrapyard. I'm like, man, I need some money quick. I'm going to sell it to you. I don't even have a full load. That's the other thing. When you sell through a broker or straight to the mill, you have to sell a full load. I mean, technically, you can sell 21,000 pounds at a time, brokers and stuff like that. But when you're brokering it, it gets real weird. But let's just say that I'm going to sell it to the big guy, and maybe I'm going to mix it with other metals. That's also why some people, some little scrap yards, I don't even want to say little, because there's a lot of larger scrap yards. I guess it depends on what your definition of little and big is. But let's say I don't want to wait and have that much cash flow, because when I buy this copper from the customer, I'm going to be out whatever I paid them, and it's sitting in my warehouse until I sell it. It's no longer in my bank account because I paid the customer. So maybe I don't want to wait to have a full load, and a full load is roughly 42 to 44,000 pounds net weight. So when I sell a full load, or I don't want to wait to sell a full load, so I'll just sell 20,000 pounds, and then I'll throw some other item that this guy pays good for to fill up the rest of the load. Everybody tracking so far? Good. What's going to happen is I'm going to call, here's a telephone wire, whoop, I'm going to call the big scrapyard and I'm going to say, hey, what are you paying for, let's just say we're selling bare bright copper wire. I'm going to say, hey, what are you paying for bare bright copper wire? And he's going to say, we're May Comex minus 17 cents, 20 cents, whatever. They're all different, you know, it just depends. That's how you determine who you're going to sell to. But let's say they're at 18, minus 18. Or we'll just make it easy, make it 20. Okay, so they're minus May Comex at $3.10 a pound. That means they're paying $2.90 if they're minus 20. So they are minus 20 cents off of this. So that's going to give us $2.90. So now that copper to me is worth $2.90 a pound is what it's worth. And I'm like, cool. Now I have an idea what I'm going to get for it, but it could change tomorrow. But I go ahead and lock it in. I got 10,000 pounds in my warehouse, 10K, and I'm like, well, I'm going to lock this in because I don't think the market's going to go anywhere. So meanwhile, I got to get the other 10 from all the customers over here. Whee! And so they're calling around trying to find the best price, and my job is to find the best price for you. So I think I kind of did that in this scenario. $2.90. Now I have to determine, okay, how much money do I want to make? And this is why I hate copper. If you guys are real subscribers of mine, you'll know that I say that all the time. I just hate copper. It's your ROI, your return of investment on it is garbage. You have to spend so much money is what I mean by that to make a little bit of money. And it's doo-doo. But make money nonetheless. So I'm like, okay, maybe I want to make 30 cents a pound. So I subtract 30 cents from this, which gives us $2.60. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pay all of my great customers $2.60 a pound. Oh, shoot. You can't see that. $2.90. My spread that I want to make is 30 cents. So I'm going to pay you guys $2.60. So this is what I'm going to pay you. So I'm not just going to make 30 cents a pound. So think of it this way. For every 1,000 pounds I buy, I'm going to make $300. But I'm going to have to pay $2,600. So alright, so we've determined that I'm going to make $2.90. I want my spread to be 30 cents a pound, so I'm going to make 30 cents a pound off of all the customers' weight they bring in. So I'm going to pay the customer $2.60. And I might have something where I'm like, okay, if you bring over 100 pounds, I'll pay you $2.60. If it's under that, like 20 pounds, I'm going to do $2.50. And that's because, you know, you're helping me. When you bring in more weight, you're helping me get my load out a lot faster. And you know, I've covered some of that in some of my other videos. So either way, I'm going to pay you $2.60. So let's just say 1,000 pounds. Let's say one of these customers brings me 1,000 pounds. So if they brought me 1,000 pounds, then I'm going to pay them $2,600. That's what they're going to make off their 1,000 pounds. And I just took 1,000 pounds times 260, right? So I take 1,000 pounds times 30 cents. That leaves me with $300. Oop, I wrote 3,000. 300. Now let me erase that. Let me show you why. So my gross profit is $300. That's before all my expenses, right? So if you take 300 and divide it by 2,600, that's right. Dividing the smaller number by the big number seems to work in the scrap business for a lot of things. It's going to give you 0.115. So erase this. It's going to give you 11.5% return on my investment. But that's just a gross. You know, when you factor in the box and pallet that I got, well, maybe I'd bale it, but let's just say we put it in a box and pallet. You got to factor in that cost. You got to factor in trucking, and that sometimes determines who I sell it to. If they tell me, hey, this is a picked up price, I'm like, okay, well, that makes it a little bit better because now I don't have to deal with all the trucking issues, pay for the trucking, and all that. I mean, it can cost anywhere from half a cent a pound to 2 cents a pound to scrap around sometimes. And it doesn't seem like a lot on the customer side. You're like, what? Like, Hunter, that's not even that much. But trust me, it adds up when you start moving a lot of volume around. And, you know, 11.5%, I mean, a lot of department stores and stuff like that, you know, they're tickled if they make 15%, 10%, whatever. Some people like to make a 20% profit on things. And you got to remember, I still got to pay taxes on this, you know, so I like being conservative and I just say 40%, okay? So 40% of my profit I'm going to have to pay in taxes, so think about that. So I'm going to erase this stuff right here. Sorry, customers. You know what, I'm going to erase this too. So what kind of sucks about this is if you get a full truck, and let's just say we net weight 42,000 pounds on it. 42K, K's for 1,000. 42,000 pounds. So that means if I'm paying the customer $260 times 42,000, I pre-did this math. Pretty good, but not that good. I'm gonna have to. I had to pay out $109,200 is what I had to pay out to customers to get that full load. And at my 30 cents times 42K, I'm gonna make 12,600. Again, that's a gross profit, and that's assuming that everything stayed at 30, because I'm sure like some guy's going to bring in 5,000 pounds. He's going to be like, oh man, I want a better price. And I'm probably going to give it to him because he's going to help me make that load faster. So this number is really probably going to go down to like 26 as an average cost for me, or it's going to go down to 26 as my spread, right? 26 cents. Because this cost, what I'm paying the customer, is going to go up. So, again, it's the same thing, no change. It's still 11.5% return on my investment, but that's gross. So, all this money is now out of my bank until I sell it, and I'm not going to get it. And it's just to make this much. And some people are like, man, I'd kill to make that much. Well, yeah, me too. But get into the scrap business, you'll understand what I'm talking about. A lot of you out there are in the scrap business, and you're like, yep, got it. So that's kind of the bummer about it. And sometimes the market falls, and maybe we didn't sell it, and we're like, well, we'll wait for it to rebound. Maybe we didn't hedge our copper well enough, and we're like, we'll wait for it to rebound. This just keeps dropping and dropping and dropping. I'm sure a lot of you out there know like what 2008 was like. It was horrible. It dropped like every day. And then this number is going to change drastically. So the thing is, you're playing with such a volatile market. It's not like you're buying a gaming system. I think like PlayStations and Xboxes and stuff, they've been like $299 for like ever. So it's like if I was a game store and I bought a bunch of those, you know, I'm not worried about losing my money overnight because the value is going to go down. Oops. But with the copper market here, it changes on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, sometimes I lose sleep over it because I'm like, man, I shouldn't have gambled. I shouldn't have gambled. Should have just sold it. All right, so the bottom line is the way that the scrapyard is going to determine a customer's price is by a lot of different factors, like how much weight they're bringing in and all this stuff. But like, let's just say like the basic price for it is going to depend on what they're getting for it. Let's just put what they get. And that can all determine on who they sell it to, if they're going straight to the mill, if they're going through a broker, if they're going through other scrap yards, if they're going through one scrap yard to get to another scrap yard to get to the mill. It just depends. And that's what I was saying, like that $109,000 that I was talking about earlier, like if it sells straight to the mill, you have to wait 30 days to get that $109,000. Meanwhile, I got more customers like, we want to sell to you, and I can't just close my doors and say, well, just wait for me to get my money, guys. I mean, how many of you out there would be okay with a scrapyard being like, hey, can we pay you in 30 days? Nobody. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't expect that. But I'm just saying, like, think about that. You know, that's what kind of sucks. So, bottom line, it's whatever they get for it. And then it's, I shouldn't put this, but I am. How greedy is the scrapyard? Because we're all greedy. Money, 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 money. But really, it depends on how much they want to make off of it. Do they want to buy a lot of volume and not make as much money per pound? Or do they want to buy a very small volume and make a whole lot of money per pound? And that's what it all comes down to. Hope that helped a little bit. Haven't put out a video in a while, so that was easy for me. Good day. Alright, so apparently a lot of viewers are really upset about the fact that I play with toys. It's crazy, but I just can't, I won't, and I don't stop. I'm always going to play with toys. Sorry, folks.